Hey everybody, I'm Andy the Kenworth Guy. Thanks so much for coming by the channel today. Oh, am I excited to show this truck to you. Just look at behind me, it's just so dreamy, just the sun coming up, just looking really, really sharp. But anyways, let's see what this truck is all about today. Well, here we are. This is actually one of my new favorite spots to shoot a video. It's nice and quiet. It's in the back lot of our shop, so I don't have to go far to shoot it. Got the sun coming up here, beautiful trees in the background, just looks really, really cool. That's not what you're here to look at here. Today you're here to look at this brand new 2025 W990. So hey, before we get into it, I just want to say a quick thank you to the sponsor of this video, which is Magnum bumpers. So thank you to John for kind of helping me coordinate that, and was super thrilled to partner up with you guys and provide this bumper to my customer. And yeah, so thank you so much, John. Looking at the bumper here, there's a few things to show you here. It is a 4-post design, and something that is unique to it here, you can get these horizontal bars, which actually the customer that purchased this truck, Tony Ham, and a big thank you to Tony for partnering up with me to purchase this truck, so thank you so much. Tony really liked the vertical bars here, so that's something that you can get with this beautiful Magnum bumper. The 4-post heavy duty goes right down into the bumper, so added strength and support. And something that's really cool too about it is it's a little bit lower, so you can see that full Kenworth emblem every time you're driving down the road and meeting this truck. So kind of a neat thing. Now, a few things. Magnum is not only limited to bumpers, they sell other accessories for trucks. So you can see on the website here some of the different options that they offer. So you got different ways to configure bumpers if you want, or you can go into the rabbit's nest and kind of dig around and see what else you're interested in. So again, a big thank you to Magnum and John for partnering and sponsoring this video. And yeah, hope Tony, you enjoy using this beautiful Magnum bumper. Hopefully you don't have to use it, but it just looks good on the front there all the time. Anyhow, back into the truck. So this is, like I say, a 2025 W990, sitting with a 52-inch flat roof sleeper. So this is, I think, the 4th or 5th one that I've put out and there is some interest in it, and it is quite a nice looking unit. So kind of that old school flat roof look with the modern comfort of all the amenities that people like to have on trucks nowadays. So starting up front here, like I said, we got this bumper, Texas bumper. We got mounted lights inside it. That is hooked up to be a turn signal. You could make that a fog light or a clearance light if you want. We got your standard headlights in there. The center grille is standard, this configuration, so you got the additional grille bars standard, and then the chrome grille surround or stainless grille surround around the rest of the hood there. In behind the grille, we have the bug screen mounted, and then the winter front just clips onto the wire mesh there. So this truck is sitting on a 20,000 pound front axle, and we put these rubber fender extenders on the hood at the factory because it is on a wide track axle with the 385 tires, so they do stick out a little bit past, and you want to keep those rocks and debris down and not kind of splattering the side of the truck. There's your air intake, so you got that on both sides. We got the chrome mirrors, and up above we have an aftermarket visor that was done by the guys at House of Chrome, so thank you so much Russ and James for working on that. Up top we have the beacons and air horns, so that's a nice touch there as well. And then, pardon me, as far as the exhaust is concerned, we have the 7-inch pipes. Those, I believe, are 48s, 42s, in that range. I think 42s actually. Not too tall, but tall enough. So over here we have your battery box, and this is in behind this diamond plate material. So this is aluminum diamond plate, or checker plate, some people call it. It's all polished up, and we got the painted end caps. Engine and block heater right in there, and then down below here is the battery disconnect switch. So that is handy if you are parking the truck for an extended amount of time. We have the DEF tank with the chrome cover along with the fuel tank. So that is the 7-inch fuel tank, 7-inch straps on there. The 7-inch straps actually serve two purposes. You get a little bit better ground clearance underneath here. They are only available on the 24.5-inch tank. The 22 or the 28.5, you have to get the 2-inch bands. But the other benefit is that 7-inch strap, 14 inches of strap kind of holding that tank in there. You're not going to have that tank twisting or shaking. Basically, it is built strong to last long, and you're not going to have any rebanding to do or anything like that, just because they're such a good design and good build. Up on the bunk here, we have just a solid wall on this side with a vent painted, the same color as the cab. And then the back wall, we have access steps on both sides with the grab handles in the middle as well. And there's a 4-foot deck plate for you. As far as the airlines, Tektran wrap around the airlines, straight rubber. And then we also put the spring hanger for the airlines along with this chrome pogo stick. You can see the little exhaust port there. It's got a factory installed S-bar heater in the bunk. We put on at the store here these quarter fenders from Minimizer, and those are the black polys there. Now this truck is going into northwestern Ontario, where a wider drive axle permits a little bit more weight on the back end, 1100 kgs I believe it is. And so this is a 72-inch axle spacing on the Hendrickson Primax suspension. As far as the frame rail, this is a double frame rail, so you can see the rail is kind of extended down there, and it goes all the way, I believe, underneath to the cab, or up to the cab, roughly. Yeah, it's not doubled up here, but probably end right around here. So right here, that's where it ends. This fifth wheel is a 48-inch sliding fifth wheel. It's an FW70, so it's that 70-ton rating. And then as far as the diffs are concerned, these are the Meritor differentials, and they're rated for 46,000 pounds. They got the oil pump and the heavy housing, and they are in a 4-way lockup. As well, they have a 4:30 ratio. I put disc brakes on this truck, drum brakes on this truck all the way around. Just more convenient for the customer to used common parts that are on trailers and other trucks that are in his fleet. So as far as the rear tires, these are the Michelin X-Works D tires, 11R24.5s, and then the aluminum Durabrite rims as well. We have the mid-frame marker lights, and that is needed with this wheelbase. It's sitting on a 260-inch wheelbase, so looking really sharp. And then there's the larger fuel tank with, again, the 7-inch fuel tank straps and the polished tank polished straps. Put the lower chrome elbow to be in chrome as well. And Kenworth now offers, you can have Kenworth written down in the exhaust shield on these cabs. It's kind of a new feature that came out, but I do like the smooth because it is easy to just wipe down when you're washing and wiping off the water off the truck. You're not getting your rag caught on all the letters. DPF and emissions is all mounted in here, and with the exhaust, only one side is connected. This is kind of how they have changed it here for 2024 EPA. And like I said, up top there, we got the beacons. There's that visor. Now, let me just take a minute and open up this hood, and I'll show you how easy it is to open up this Magnum bumper. So there is a center pin right here. We'll just throw that down on the ground. And there, oh, look at that. There's a little rubber gasket there, which is kind of handy because those things tend to rattle, but that little rubber, the little small things like that, it's not going to make that noise as bad. Now there is this little, you can see right there, latch. You just have to lift up on it, and then it just pulls it down. Oh man, that's got some weight to it. So that's a heavy duty bumper. Hopefully don't have to use it for its main purposes, which is defending against wildlife. So we have the 510 PACCAR 1850 torque rating on here. This engine works really well for Tony. He has a few of them on some older Kenworths that I sold to them previous, and then all the common parts and reliability for them in the area, so they're very happy with it. We have the power steering fluid and filter right there, oil fill and oil check. There's the fuel water separator, and then the fuel prime pump right there. Down below we have the battery boost terminal, the remote lube terminal, and on all of our standard cabs, which I guess this should be considered our standard cab now, considering the W9 is the last cab that we have in the old style, or the legacy cab. So this is a firewall that has all the airlines terminating at the firewall, with the exception of a few things. This truck is equipped with a manual transmission, so you can see that hydraulic reservoir right there. So that basically has airlines going to the splitter and the range selector, as well as the trailer parking brake, trailer supply, and then the truck parking brake. There's airlines going in the cab, and then also the air seats too. So minimal airlines. I guess the point is we don't have them going up to the dash. So if there's an air leak, it's likely outside of the cab. You don't have to take the dash apart. So also, speaking of airlines, we have this air quick connector right there, so you can actually air up the truck or supply air to something small off of the truck if you needed to. Go around the other side. So over here we have your turbo, the hot side of the engine. There's your centrifugal spinner there to get the debris out of the oil. We have your coolant filter right there, and you can see the belt and the fan as well. Up top here is the HVAC system. Changing the filter is very simple. You just basically slide this over, and then there's the filter for you to change. And you can also put a secondary one in the bottom area if you're in a really dusty environment. So let's close up this hood here and take the tour inside. All right, so let's take a look inside here. So as we look in, you can notice the door pad has that diamond VIT interior. So this is the high level interior on this truck. Comes standard with this color. There's no option to change that. That is the Madrona color. And as far as the door here, this is kind of that dark gray. And then we have the gray up top there. So this is a gray interior, I guess, if you want to call it that. As far as the seats, we have the GT703 seats. This is with that Madrona color to kind of match the door pad and the stitching on the back wall and around the steering wheel. Also with the interior, the Diamond VIT, you get wood grain dash all the way across, wood grain on the door pad, which is always a nice touch, kind of classic. With the steering wheel, you have the leather wrap steering wheel with that Madrona colored stitching. And there's your smart wheel controls for the radio, for your display here, and then for your radio or phone. Here's your cruise control on off, your waypoint setting, and then your speed limiter if you want to adjust your pedal speed manually. Over here we have your interior lights. We have, your brightness for the dash, interior lights, and then there's your exterior light pre-trip. That's your work light on the back of the sleeper. And then there's the beacon switch right there. Over here is the door locks, window lifts, mirror controls, and the mirror heat. Now we did 6 optional gauges. Now when we order a truck with the pusher axle controls, so you get those 2, so that's basically for the trailer airlifts. You get 2 of those, takes up that section of the dash. You get 2 gauges, and you have 2 switches down there. So that's kind of one option, picks those 4 items there. We have the air suspension for the truck, your front diff, your back diff, and then your turbo boost right there. There's your trailer spike. Your Jake brake is right here. And then there is the engine fan, traction control. This was to toggle the center pin on the trailer cord to be a hotline. We did that here. And then that is the DPF regen, air suspension dump. There's the full lockups, PTO switch, and your 5th wheel slide. There's your HVAC controls. So that is that auto climate control, which is a nice function there. And then there is the radio. Up above here, we have your exterior lights. We have a fog light switch that isn't hooked up to anything. We have the bunk light in there. I'll just turn that on for the rest of this video so I can show you back there. And you got your hazards there. Up above is the CB radio. And then we have some storage pockets there and there. So these seats are heated and cooled. So you can see that little button there. So now it's on cool. It's not too cold today. Not too hot today, so we'll just leave that in the middle. And then the manual 18-speed transmission is right there. We've got your glove box right over there. And yeah, let's just take a quick look into the sleeper. I'll just kick off my shoes and we'll go in the bunk. So with this mattress, it is the larger of the 2 mattress options, so you can get a 38 or a 32. So this is the 38, goes all the way to the edge. With the 32, it's a little smaller, and then you get a little storage area there. You maybe saw that on the last video on the 990 that I did. Up here we have a storage pocket. There's that emergency door. We got some speakers on the back wall. And then over on this side here, here's your S-bar heater. There is the radio controls. You have your lights for up here to turn them off and on. And there's your door lock. Just leave those lights on. That's a little night light. We have a USB charger, and then there's a 12-volt outlet there. This side here, we got that vent. So there you go. All right, so there we go. There is this week's video. Thank you so much for tuning in, and thank you for watching. I appreciate if you've watched part of it or watched all of it all the way till now. So if you've watched it all the way till now, you know what, you probably want to subscribe to this channel. So take a minute and just click that button off. If you want to get notified when new videos are coming out, which is typically Thursdays, you can just click off that notification bell. Again, I wanted to say a huge thank you to Tony Ham for purchasing this truck. Again, I hope it is the first of many trucks that we can work with you on. And yeah, so if you also are interested in looking at what inventory I have, or you want to connect with me on other social media platforms, you can go up here to my website, thekenworthguy.com. All the links and all the ways to do all those things are listed there. So that's it for this week. Thank you so much for watching. And as always, have yourself the world's best day.